Okay, so here's part two. So I showed you how to change assignments, discussions, and quizzes in your content folder. But what we didn't talk about was the gradebook because the content and the gradebook are two separate entities. So you have to make sure that they match. So let's, for example, say I was just in here fooling around a second ago. You can decide whether or not you want the whole entire unit to be shown. So if you want unit 1 to be visible, it will automatically be that way. I had actually hidden it. If you want to hide it, you can click right here. Or if you want a specific start date, or if you want it to have an end date, you click there. So unit 1 is visible. Everything in it is visible. You can see I have an I that's closed here. I went in and made the discussion invisible. I don't want students to be able to see it. I'm going to go ahead and hide this extra credit item. I don't want students to see that, so I just go on restrictions and hide and save that. Another thing is I want, you didn't see this before, but I've just reset some things. I like my tests to be worth a lot of points. I like the assignments that my students spend an entire week on to be worth a lot of points. But as you can see, when you go down here, I have a unit assessment that's only worth 51 points. And my next studio project's only worth 30 points. So if I want to change the point value for this graded assignment, I can make that anything I want. So I'm just going to go ahead and edit that. And I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to make it worth 100 points. Okay. And I also want to go to display options. This is what the students are going to see. So I know it takes a long time, but if you do this for your assignments, the students will be able to see the point values as well as whether they got an A, B, or C. They'll be able to say how many points it was worth, how many points they got. And I think that that's a really good feature for students to have. So I go through all of my tests or my assignments and I make sure that these boxes are all checked. I click save. Now that 4.05 graded assignment studio project is worth 100 points. However, in my content, it's not worth 100 points. So if I go into unit 4 to my studio and I find my Dropbox and I click on my Dropbox, the bottom here, it's showing that it's only worth 30 points. This is one place where you can change the point value. You can change it right here. I'm going to cancel that. So I'm going to show you another place where you can change the point value. Over here under assignments, I can go into my 4.05 project and I can edit that folder and I can change the point value to 100 there. And save. Okay. So now in my content, if I go back and I search for it there too, I click on that Dropbox folder, it says it's out of 100 points, which matches my gradebook. Let's see, I've got the Unit 3 test. And I want to make my test worth more points. So I'm going to go into that test. I'm going to click on the test, go into quiz setup, and edit these values. So right now each question is worth 3 points, and I'm going to make each question worth 5 points. Just going to go down and change them all real quick. And then I just click save and close. And now this assessment is worth 85 points. So since I changed it to 85 points, and you'll notice here, I can also make it so that this is no longer a draft. Now that I've got my point value the way I want it, I can put dates, due dates, that'll show up in your plan if you do that. Gotta go and change it in the gradebook. So any changes that you make in the content, you have to make changes in the gradebook. So go into that unit assessment. It's worth 51 points, right? I'm going to edit it and make it worth 85 to reflect the extra points that I added to it. And then I'm going to go down here and make sure all of these show up so that when the students go into the gradebook, it shows their points as well. So what I mean by that, I don't have any students, so there's nothing in here. Can't show ya. Bulk editing the gradebook, you can click to select everything and go to bulk edit. And the things that you can do is very limited. This is where you could change the category name, for example. So if you had things in here that you wanted to bulk hide, you could just change the unit to something that you're going to keep hidden. You can add new categories on the last page if you just go to new category, and then you could call that category hidden stuff and just change this to hidden, and everything would then go into that category and you wouldn't have to go in and hide things one at a time. So that is one way to bulk edit the gradebook if you're trying to hide stuff. But as far as changing points, you can go in and bulk edit the point values right here. But remember, if you do that, you actually are going to have to go into the content and edit the point values in there, and there will not be a way for you to bulk edit point values in content. Bonus means that it's extra credit. So if you have something clicked bonus, it's extra credit. If you do extra credit, you have to make sure that your can exceed is checked on that unit and for whatever that assignment is. So can exceed, yep, so that's important. But that's where bulk editing comes in handy. This is where you can make a new category or a new item. So if you create a quiz in your content, you're going to have to come into the gradebook and create a new quiz here. It won't automatically make one for you. So, and then lastly, I'll just talk about the plan really quick. So if you click on plan and you want to add something to the plan, probably the easiest thing to do is just to go into the unit that you're doing. And so, for example, the first day of school, I want my students to do the semester introduction. Okay, and I'm going to say all day, and that's going to be on August 22nd, all day. And the reason why you're going to do this all day thing on your plan is because then if I go to the actual date, this is this week, go to next week, it shows up here at the top. Okay, so I'm going to create another event just to demonstrate what I'm talking about here. So I'm going to go into my unit 1, and I'm also going to have them do the elements of art that day. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to say all day on the 22nd to the 22nd. This is very clear now. It shows them exactly what I want them to do, right? I'll create another event. I'm going to go into my unit 1. And on the next day, I'm going to have them do the principles of design. So that's going to be all day Wednesday. Great. So now you can see what they need to do on Tuesdays and Tuesday, what they need to do Wednesdays on Wednesday. Add another event. So now we're going to do art history all day. And I think I'm going to have to probably have them do it on the same day. Loading them up here. So I've got 2 units each day. Create another event. And this time they're going to do criticism and aesthetics. Oops, but look what I did. I didn't put all day, so I've got to go in here and I've got to edit that. Oopsie. Gotta get good habits going when you're doing this stuff. So that's going to be on Thursday. I'm going to save that. And then on Friday, they are going to do the unit review and test. I'll make that all day Friday. Okay, so that shows up. And then if they have other teachers that are doing it the exact same way, all of the classes are color coded. So I can go in here and I can select this Fine Arts A class right here. And then I can go in and change the color. So maybe I want to make that one pretty purple color. So now I can color all of my classes, and the students can go in and do the same thing. So they can color their classes how they want to. So each class is a different color. And then this just gives more of a bird's eye view of what students have to do every single day. Otherwise, what happens is it comes up as a hodgepodge of different times all over this calendar, and they have to like really search to find it. If you do it like that, it just shows up. It's so nice. Anyway, this is also a great way for students to catch up. So if they get behind, you can show them how to use the plan and say, all right, let's go back to where you started. Let's go to August 22nd. Okay, if you just start and let's say they're a couple weeks behind, just do 2 days of work every day and you'll be caught up in a week. So they can go and do Tuesdays and Wednesdays work, and then Thursdays and Fridays work, and then the next week's, and then within a week they can be all caught up. Just some suggestions.